to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. My name is Q Steezy, and today's new wave, Gavin Visions.
What's up? What's up?
Come on, man. What's the tattoo talking about?
State Tree, Louisiana.
Nice.
You know
Magnolia.
it. Yeah.
Come on.
Bald cypress.
Right.
State Tree, yeah.
Where are you from exactly?
I grew up in Baton Rouge
Gotcha.
originally. Was a town outside of Baton Rouge called Plaquemine. And then I went to LSU, moved over to Baton Rouge.
I'm from Plaquemines Parish.
Plaquemines.
Yeah.
Everybody gets it confused. Everybody gets Plaquemines and Plaquemine confused all the time.
It used to be like all schools in Plaquemine are closed for the
Yeah.
bar, and I was lit, you know.
Uh-huh.
Wake up the next day and like,
It's talking about Iberville Parish, not Plaquemines Parish. Yeah.
is it Iberville or Iberville?
Iberville.
Fuck.
Iberville.
Two
And then they
strikes.
got, that's another one. They got D. Iberville. People call, or D. Iberville, Mississippi.
Yeah.
They confuse Iberville with D. Iberville, and that's how to say it. But yeah, we call it Iberville. But yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Do you know who Hold the Mayo is?
Hold the what?
Hold the Mayo.
No.
Snow Like John.
No.
You'll know him soon. He's blowing up in, I guess he's more of a New Orleans thing. He's like going around town and trying out Red Beans places, but he's a funny guy. But anyway, when you find out who he is, you'll remember it from this podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me about yourself in photography.
I basically do a lot of, I try to do events, nightclubs, that kind of thing, nightclubs, concerts.
Yeah.
That's kind of my, style, I guess. Low light
Low light.
photography, videography. It's
It's trickier to, I mean, from a basic person to capture photos in a darker environment, right?
correct. That's it's pretty much just how a camera works.
Right.
It's like
It's playing on Hall of Fame mode.
it's exactly. It's kind of it's people say low light is the hardest form of photography. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's definitely interesting because it's what I started on actually. I started shooting when I first started was nightclub photography, and so these pictures would come out blurry or they come out grainy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took a while to get the skill to get it like where it's like, bam, like sharp, looks good, not grainy. You know?
Really? So the pictures still come out grainy?
Well, if it's in the dark, it's all about camera settings.
Right.
And like what kind of lens you have, what kind of sensor you have.
Right.
But there's a lot that goes into it with the it's called noise, with the noise. But that's the main thing, in my opinion, that I'm fighting
Yeah.
whenever I'm shooting like in these nightclubs, like because nightclubs, it's just pitch black.
Yeah.
There's no light. There's like a spinning like little green light that hits people every now and then, club lights, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much what takes like mastering,
Yeah. Do you ever get lucky when like the green light hits it and it's the right shot?
Yep. All
Like,
the
fuck
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, I can kind of see it, like observe the pattern
Right.
of what the light's doing, and then kind of like predict
No, that's cool.
to a degree.
Right.
Like sometimes
You're like a sniper.
yeah, it's like sometimes you'll see something like if a light's moving slow across the side of a wall, and I see it about to hit the middle of a crowd,
Yeah.
and I'll just
Ready to fire? Over.
yeah, quickly.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So when it comes to shooting in nightclubs, because I've got some friends that do photography, but they do, like right now we're in track season, and at the track meets, there's some babes out there, and they intentionally take pictures of the babes. And at a nightclub, I imagine it's a similar.
Well, I mean, the way I'll say this is that most of the time, I rarely walk up to someone else
Really?
and ask them for a picture. That rarely happens.
That's some like low level shit, huh?
Well, no, it's just that, like, it's like you learn something about people in
That's some
nightclubs.
NPC shit.
It's like they'll be like, we want to get posted. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Oh my God, post me on the Instagram. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so they'll come and ask you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more so. I would say it's more so like other people coming ask me, you know, and it kind of gets overwhelming.
I bet it
sometimes,
does,
honestly.
man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really does. It's like you're like, okay, yeah, you like it, good. And
Right.
then someone else comes up, right? And they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Take
and when
off."
everybody's intoxicated, I can only imagine,
Oh
bro.
my god, yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Do you ever take any fight footage?
Off the professional camera, no.
Yeah.
Well, usually, so here's the
Snapchat
thing.
World Star.
Yeah, usually, I mean, a lot of these places, like you got to think, man, that's a liability for these clubs. A lot of these places, I'm really like friends with, you know, the people who that liability would affect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So most of the time, I do whatever I can to kind of just break it up, you know,
Yeah.
or ensure it doesn't happen. So really, I'm not focused on recording. I'm more focused on being like, yo, y'all chill out, y'all
Yeah,
chill
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know?
And like, oh, this dude's got a camera.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing, bro. It's like I'm not even getting close to that. Like,
Right.
I'll go run, put my camera behind the bar or something like that,
Yeah.
and then be like, "Yo, calm down, everybody, chill out."
Right.
You know. But as far as recording, everybody's slinging drinks. I had one time, man.
Give it to me.
Oh man, there was a fight. I'm not gonna say which bar it was at, but it was in Mobile, and yeah, this guy slung his. They were fighting, right? Like, I mean, going at it, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and this guy had his drink, and I had my camera, and I was holding it up because I always hold my camera up, like when I'm walking through,
Right.
or something like that happens.
Yeah.
I just hold it up out of the way, out, you know, in safety. This guy, they were beating the mess out of each other, dude. This guy takes his full vodka Red Bull, tries to sling it at this guy's face, missed this guy's face, brother, by like a foot, like. Boom, whole full drink, smoked my camera. I was holding it, and guy was in front of me, drink went, smoked my camera. I was like,
The dude did the matador move, you know, let the bull go past.
yeah, exactly, literally. It was like, I saw it in slow-mo. I was like,
Oh, my
I was
God.
like, no way.
Broke the camera?
No, it was fine.
Oh,
surprisingly.
nice.
Yeah, I was shocked. It was fine. Ended up being fine, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that, man, all the
Your camera started jittering and had all that caffeine. in it.
time. Yeah.
That's great, man. So if you're in Baton Rouge, how'd you make your way down to Mobile?
Okay, so that's an interesting one because when I was in Baton Rouge, I went to college at Louisiana State University, LSU.
Go
Yeah,
Tigers.
Go Tigers, baby! Hey, they had you know Tigerland.
Was that during the Ed Ogeron era?
Yeah, 2019. Joe
Yeah.
Burrow.
Woo! Got some good flicks.
Yep. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all of them.
Captured the first gritties.
Yeah, Derek Stingley, all of them. I used to see them
yeah.
in the nightclubs at Baton Rouge. They would just
Jay Jettis?
yeah, Justin Jefferson. You know, I would see really everyone except for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow didn't really go out, but I saw them all. Other than that,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The girls came to him.
Nah,
For real.
yeah. Nah, but anyways, what I was
Holy
saying.
Blaze.
What I was saying. LSU's like nightclub environment,
Right.
bro, is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
like that. When I first
Tigerland, man.
when I first experienced that, I was like, this is crazy. This is like going to a concert every single night. You know what I mean? That's literally what it was like at LSU. That's
Especially
how,
during football season. bro.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just packed. To the
That's a great way to
gills.
describe it.
You go to like Fred's. They put the DJ right up front and center, and I mean, there's just a
It's usually Shaq.
packed. Yeah, they have DJ Diesel. Yeah, packed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they have that kind of community there, and I mean, I would say that the nightclub community in Mobile is definitely getting there. You know what I mean? It's definitely getting there, but it's not to that level yet.
Yeah, nowhere near. I mean,
Yeah.
what places in particular do you think in Mobile?
I like. What do you mean?
Like O'Daly's. Like O'Daly's has potential.
Yes, I would say, out of everywhere that I've ever shot for in this area, like Orange Beach, Pensacola, Mobile, you know, Destin, Panama City, out of everywhere that has the most potential to absolutely just go crazy is definitely the spot.
The spot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the spot is.
But it does go crazy.
I mean, it
Yeah.
does. It definitely
I
does.
forget about the spot because it's like a junkyard, bro. Like especially at night, it's just like, oh, is this where we're going?
Right. Well, it's like the things that they're doing and the events that they're planning. I've lived here about 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
And I've just been looking for something like that to help kind of promote and turn and take what they have at like, Tallahassee,
Right.
or, at like Sky Bar in Auburn, or like Rounders, or
Right.
Fred's in Tigerland, and bring that, to Mobile. And I think that's going to happen at the spot.
So the spots where it's at.
I mean, they've got like the things that they're doing just make sense. You know what I mean?
And is that because they've changed from the Troubadours regime?
Right. There was a lot of there's a lot of stuff that went into that
Tomfoolery.
that rebrand,
Yeah.
But one thing I will say, knowing Troubadours versus knowing the spot is they're two very different things. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Two very, very, very different,
Animals.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I would not invest my time into going shoot for, Troubadours.
Wow.
But the spot, with how much dedication and effort that these people have into these events.
Right,
Like-
because you know these guys personally.
Yeah, and they're all great people.
You know who Josh Wilson is?
Josh Wilson.
He's kind of like a promoter, it seems, or he just really enjoys the bar, I guess. But he also works at Bar 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Josh Wilson. Wait, yes, I think I might know him. Is he he's a,
South Alabama.
I think he's I want to say a security guard at Bar 9?
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a security guard at Bar
Yeah.
9.
And he's always saying, like, come out tonight, it's a great night.
Yes. Yeah, I know him, yeah.
Yeah. No, he's a good friend. He's a great guy. But
Heck yeah.
yeah, anyway, knowing the people at the bar, I'm sure helps with getting in with photography. What time do you typically show up for a night out?
It really depends. Like I would say, like for example, if it's like if it's like New Year's,
Yeah.
I'm getting there at 9 o'clock. Like as soon as or probably like 8:30.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like right before the doors open, get my settings right. Get ready to go.
How long does it take to get your settings right?
Not long, probably say like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I kind of have like a routine where I kind of like walk around the venue, check out different little spots where lighting is different. You know what I
LeBron
mean?
Game 6.
Right. Like I'll go I'll go like kind of check the bar area, because
Right.
I do a lot of like drink pouring shots where the bartender's pouring the drinks,
Yeah.
and I check the lighting.
Good B-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huncho Fest, the South's fastest growing recurring event, a music festival highlighting independent artists from all over the country. Any artists that want to sign up and perform, all you have to do is DM NMBGJAY on Instagram and he'll negotiate a slot for you. Tickets will be $10 at the door, and there will be a giveaway which includes a Gulf Coast music interview or a free performance at an upcoming event, all sponsored. When you were in Baton Rouge, did you have any, you were just talking about the stories from Tigerland, but in meeting like the DJs and stuff, did you have any stories with that?
Really, I would say it's what first kind of drew me into doing photography and videography as a whole.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I met my freshman year of college. His name's Alex.
Mm-hmm.
He basically hosted a ton of events around LSU, did all kind of stuff, still does.
Yeah.
He hosted Lil Boosie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
He hosted Lil Boosie, and
They call me bad.
yeah, and I punished you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So he got me over to Fred's in
Yeah.
Tigerland. Got me like the backstage pass, all that stuff. And that was before I'd ever been on a stage before, you know what I mean? I was like, well, this is pretty sick, man. You know what I mean?
How many people were in the audience?
Crazy, brother. That was packed.
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 That's the hometown hero.
Mm-hmm. Boosie at Fred's in Tigerland and LSU.
Golly, bro.
That was by far probably one of the best nights I've ever had. And
King of the Jungle.
Dude, it just skyrocketed my interest in photography like so far because
How old were you?
I was what like I want to say I was like 20, 19. No, I was 19 maybe, 19.
Dude, what's it like being backstage with Boosie?
It was pretty cool. He's pretty cool dude, bro, for real. He's pretty chill, literally. Like, he's crazy on the internet, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
He's a cool dude. Like, really, whenever it's just like, no cameras on him,
right.
and he's just cool, bro. He's like, oh, what up, nice to meet you, you know what
That's
I mean?
good.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy.
You ever seen him flip the switch?
Like, get mad, you talking about?
Maybe just start,
When he gets
spazzing.
when he gets on that stage,
Yeah.
when he gets on that stage, bro, he goes crazy. Like, it's like flip. Like, you're talking about switch flip, dude. Whew. When he's like backstage in the green room, just talking to his friends,
Chill.
He's just very chill, calm.
How many
collected.
guys are with him?
He got a little entourage with him.
That's what I've heard. Like 20 to 30.
He keep a little entourage with him. Yeah. But yeah, they cool people too.
Yeah.
Everybody who runs with Boo, they're all pretty cool,
Damn.
But yeah, that's really what got me interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're shooting like a performance like that, what's the procedure like that? Being behind the guy, like what are you aiming for?
So really, I would say my main thing, as a media person, you mainly have to understand that you're not what like needs to be in front of everyone. You know what I mean? You are not the center of attention. It needs to be the artist.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. I don't care if I'm like, dude, I don't care if I'm, in a football stadium with 100,000 people watching me. I'm going to try my best to get my shots in a way that doesn't like impact other people's view.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, right. Like, what are some angles that you're like going for when you're backstage like that?
Some angles. Okay, so I really like I like getting kind of like an angle where you have the artist or DJ and you're kind of behind them,
Right.
right? And then you've got the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like DJ, crowd, and then I'm like right here, and then I'm shooting out,
Right.
and then you just see the crowd losing it.
Where it's like Boosie part in the Red Sea,
Yeah.
the Fred Sea.
Yeah, the Fred Sea. Yeah. I mean, I've done a couple other ones as well, like pretty cool ones. One of the coolest ones I've ever done was B.O.B. You know B.O.B.?
I don't.
Airplanes in the night sky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like he's not relevant anymore. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
was definitely popping back in like 2000, something like that. But it was at Auburn University. At
What's the best campus? Just real quickly.
best campus
Yeah.
out of every college.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to LSU, and I won't say LSU. Honestly, I really like I like T-Town, bro. I like Tuscaloosa. Honestly,
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa's nice.
Yeah.
I like their the way everything's set up there. Like all the buildings are very pretty.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'd probably say T-Town.
But yeah, sorry to cut you off on that Auburn story.
No, you're good. I would say it's like what I did with going off of what you were asking earlier. What I did with B.O.B. is I pretty much just kind of try to stay because it was a huge crowd, dude. It was like a sea of people and like flashlights. Like people are throwing their phones at me to like pick it up and take a video of them and like give it back. And
How do you feel in those moments where like you're forced to engage with a wild crowd?
whew, bro, that's a feeling right there. Whenever you have people doing stuff like that, it's crazy. Like, you honestly don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me like anxious. It kind of
Oh,
gives me like
shit.
anxiety. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta like lock up a little bit, bro. I'm like,
I'd be anxious as fuck, dude.
Like,
I'm
you just
trying
threw
to
your-
hold this camera and focus on.
right. That's what, and that's
B.O.B..
the other thing. It's like you have to. That's one of the main things about doing concerts, in particular, bro.
Right.
Especially if you're on stage. A lot of times you aren't on stage. A lot of times you're in like a media pit or something like that.
Cameraman can't be getting jiggy.
Dude, you just gotta get locked. Like you have to be locked,
dialed in.
It's there's so many distractions, bro. Like an insane amount of distractions. But the main thing is that's the hardest part, bro. It's just like keeping an eye, like watching for opportunities to, capture a cool angle or
Yeah.
drop your shutter and do a little creativity, shutter drag, something like that.
Shutter drag sounds like some COD shit.
Dude, it's crazy.
Well-
That's like I would call shutter drag like kind of like part of my style.
Yeah.
That's like what I like to do is a lot of shutter drags.
Is that when you're on X Games mode?
Shutter drag?
Yeah.
Shutter drag pretty much it's like it's all over my Instagram for one, Gavin Visions.
Right.
It's like you can basically freeze the person to where they're standing still, but all the lights behind them are spiraling.
And you do that in real time.
Yes, it's basically and like I can have a flash attached, and the flash will burn you into the photo, and then I can, if you have a bunch of like, it works really good in clubs. Like if you have a bunch of club lights behind you,
Yeah.
I can doom and then spin it while the shutter's still open.
Yeah.
Spin the entire camera, and then you'll be standing still, like you'll be like posted up,
Yeah.
and then all the lights behind you will be like drug out almost. Very
Wow.
artistic looking.
That's like a painting, huh?
Yeah, it's such a cool, and that's part of why I love it. It's like
Are you ever going to create, like, is it possible at least to create your own move in photography or videography?
create my own move.
Yeah.
Uh
Like the sham god of photography.
oh, like innovate something that
Yeah.
someone else hasn't done before. I mean, there's a lot of photographers that have done a lot of crazy things. I don't know, honestly. That's
360 no scope.
if I could do something that no one else has done before, I would so do it in a heartbeat. Like
yeah.
that's like my thing, bro. Like my thing especially with photography, part of why I love it is, it's definitely self-expression.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years with it?
That's a great question. I've been asking myself that a lot lately.
Will you still be in clubs, or you think you'll be on like a
I'm not,
Mount Everest?
brother. I'm not going into a club after the age of like 26, 25. I would say.
Yeah.
Even like I don't care how much I'm getting paid.
Wow.
It's just not. It's really not worth it, bro. The things that I've seen in these clubs, the stuff that has happened, like people don't realize. You might go once every now and then. You might go to the club, but when you have someone that does media, you see some crazy stuff. Especially downtown, bro. The bars downtown Mobile, I see some stuff happen. Like
Tell me about it. I mean,
It's-
this is like a PG podcast, but like we'll let it slide.
I gotta be real careful. I gotta be careful because of.
All right, this isn't a PG podcast.
I gotta be careful with what I say, really, just because of affiliations with some of these places. But I'll say this, like obviously Mobile, there's stuff that happens Mobile. Like I've seen arguments outside the club, pull out guns, boom, shoot, miss.
No
fights.
fucking
Oh
way.
yeah, bro. Downtown's worse than people realize. People think downtown is like mediocrely bad. Like, oh, just be careful.
Oh, that's
it's
exactly
pretty
how-
bad, bro. It's pretty bad. Like I see
You ever
I
shot
see-
in New Orleans?
NOLA. Let me think. New Orleans. Have I shot? No, I haven't.
Okay.
I don't really.
Stay away from New Orleans. man.
Yeah,
If,
nah,
if
bro.
Mobile is bad, then stay away from New
Well, I mean, dude, one of my friends, one of my good friends, he shoots a lot in New Orleans. Problem down there, dude, for a photographer is parking.
Right.
You try to park somewhere in New Orleans, dude. If you got a venue,
Yeah, you just gotta walk with the camera all.
yeah, through New Orleans,
Fuck
you're
no.
like, yo, dude, no, yeah,
Fuck no.
yeah, no.
But yeah, speak on downtown Mobile.
Yeah, downtown, brother. It's honestly there's there's some good spots for sure. Good
Yeah.
spots, good places. But I think there's kind of a misconception about it. It's as far as just being there and doing what I do, all the time. I just see more things than a lot of people see.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like it's not a safe place. If you were to go every day for 100 days straight, I bet the odds of something bad happening to you are extremely high. Seriously, I at like 2 a.m. walking downtown,
Right.
It's crazy. Like it's just, you know what I mean. It's like you just gotta watch yourself, down there.
Absolutely, man. It's definitely a lucky thing to just like cruise downtown in any environment. I think like in any city,
Exactly, any city.
any city's downtown at 2 a.m.
Right.
As they say, anything after 12.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I'll say like,
So how do you stay safe then?
uh, really just be conscious and cognizant of your surroundings. I'd say,
Right.
but also one thing I wanted to add, it's like I feel like there's kind of a misconception about going back to the spot. I feel like, and I just want to come on here and talk about this, especially. I feel like there's a misconception about the spot that the spot's like dangerous.
I think because Troubadours was dangerous.
Troubadours, exactly. I think there's definitely still a lingering misconception about that.
Yeah.
I will say that from what I know, like a lot of stuff I know that a lot of other people don't know, they haven't had like anything like since they opened, like they haven't had any sort of drama, no sort of
That's terrific, man.
issue. Now, however, it you look at like a place like downtown places, it's not all places, but some places downtown.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that they have had happen this past year. Yeah.
And why do you think that is that the spot has been so well kept?
I feel like I really. That's a good question. I don't know. I genuinely I don't know. That's more so. That'd be a good question for the owner. Honestly, why?
Right.
Maybe I should get
Absolutely.
get one of the owners on here.
Could it connect me, man?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. No, because like I definitely have that misconception. Like earlier this year, I remember I was hanging out with some friends at O'Daly's, and they're like, something was going on at O'Daly's, and they're like, "Yeah, man, we got to go to the spot." I was like, "What is wrong with y'all, man?"
That's what I'm saying. There's a lingering misconception.
I'm never going to the spot again,
Right,
But
yeah.
because I'm thinking of I've never
True.
going since it became the spot after. Because when a place closes down, it's
Right.
negative connotations add to it's already kind of downward spiral.
Exactly. Yeah. They I will say they have like the owners. I'll clue in one of the owners on this podcast. His name's Justin. Major props to this guy. I worked with him at Live Bait, doing media at Live Bait Nightclub in Orange Beach. He has a ton of stuff in Orlando.
He owns multiple clubs.
Oh yeah. And
Interesting.
Here's the thing. Before before he came into town,
Yeah.
I still had the same mentality that I wanted to bring something great to, Mobile, Orange Beach, Pensacola. I wanted to bring these like fun, kind of vibes down here. I wanted somehow to figure out how I can do that. And I met him through one of the DJs at Live Bake, DJ Tev. A lot of people know Tev. He introduced me. And he kind of had the same vision, and the thing is, I see the way that he runs a nightclub, and it's the right way to do it. You know what I mean? It's just the way to get. It's not like the DJ is playing Cupid Shuffle, or something like that. It's like fun, like actual, like kind of like those concerty vibes I was telling you about, like going back to Tigerland,
Yeah.
But yeah.
What are any specific aspects of it that make it fun?
I would say mainly music choice. Music choice for a nightclub. There is definitely the right music to play and the wrong music to play for like today's crowd.
Right.
I feel like a lot of nightclubs are kind of outdated.
Yeah.
A lot of them that I've shot for in this area are, they play just music that
NPC music.
bot music, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like, why are we doing this, bro? Like,
Right.
why are we playing this? We've gotten a lot of, we've gotten some complaints at the spot about the music. We've gotten some complaints, too much EDM. We've heard that one. We've heard a few things. What I will say, all of those things have been listened to.
Right.
You know, those don't fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Things are in the works right now with. I can't get into that too much, but things are in the work right now for specifically the spot. Me knowing what the people of Mobile basically want to hear. You know.
You've got me motivated, man. I haven't gone to a club in a while, but like
Yeah.
I want to go to the spot now. You know, just to touch back on those roots.
We've got, like I said, I can't even touch on it too much.
Gotcha.
But what I can say to all the people in Mobile, brother, is that there's some crazy things coming. I'm telling you, crazy things coming to the spot. I'm so excited, literally, so excited. Specifically May.
Okay, cool.
Tap in for May.
Great graduation parties.
Mm-hmm. Tap in for May. That's all I can say. But
Nice.
It'll be pretty nice.
Awesome. Well, do you remember when you first got your first camera?
First camera. It's funny. First thing I ever shot on was an iPhone, and I watched your interview with Culture Vulture, which I've actually shot a concert with him before.
Yeah.
I shot a vinyl music hall in Pensacola with him. Great guy, great photographer. And one of the things y'all were talking about is cameras or phone cameras versus cameras, and he was saying basically maybe one day it'll overtake it, but not yet. And I agree. Like it's like
flabbergasting.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a hard thing. It's very complexing, you know, because the iPhone cameras, the first thing I ever shot on was an iPhone camera.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at my edits that I would make off the iPhone camera and be like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm like that. That's insane. But now it's like you get this, you know, Sony A7 III, like
4K.
Bad to the
16K.
bone camera, bro, you know, like G Master lens.
Yeah.
And you really start diving into all the detail oriented stuff. And you look at your iPhone, like I look at the iPhone video I did back then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is chopped. Like this is bad. You know. But I mean, it really depends on the vibe you're going for. You know, like y'all were talking about. If you're trying to play the algorithm, for like Instagram or Reels or TikToks, shooting on an iPhone's better than shooting on $4,000 camera.
Really?
You're gonna get the algorithm favors iPhone, kind of like
quality.
It's kind of technically an iPhone camera. It's pretty much just processes the mess out of everything, bro. It'll take it and it'll just process it, and that's why it looks kind of different. You know, you can look at an iPhone picture and you know it's taken off a phone, you know, versus a professional camera. You're like, this is a professional camera.
Yeah.
It's because it's processed, you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Cool stuff, man. Well, when it comes to like upgrading your gear over the years, how have those decisions been made?
So, after the iPhone camera, it's I'm sure a lot of photographers do this. It's kind of like a rookie mistake, you know. You buy something and just because you think it looks cool, but you don't know all the stuff about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so me not knowing anything before I knew anything about this, I went and bought a Sony A6600.
Expensive?
I mean, yeah, it's rather expensive, you know. It's expensive considering the fact that I needed a better camera than that for what I was doing.
Right.
You know, and people argue about this, but like APS-C camera it's a crop sensor camera.
Yeah.
And then you have a full frame, which is what I now have. I have an A7 III now. It's like I went and balled out, went to Best Buy, bro, and just balled out on this A6600. Come to find out, like, for not that much more, I could have gotten what I actually need.
Gotcha.
For what I'm doing, you know, like the low light stuff.
Do you ever like sell the camera on like eBay or something, or?
Well, nah. What I did with that camera is I actually traded it in at a camera store.
Nice.
And that's how I got my current camera.
Nice.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, because it's always fascinating, like making an investment like that.
Yeah.
And just like having to commit on one tangible product, you know, just like it is
Pick
with
the
like,
right thing.
with like buying a car or anything that you know is going to depreciate the second you buy it.
Right, exactly.
You know, you just want to buy the one that will depreciate the least and create the lasting memories. You know.
Right, exactly. Make the most money. That's really what I look for nowadays. Back then, I was mainly looking for, I would say stuff that could take me to a point where I can make money, And now
How old are you now?
I'm 23.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now I'm kind of at a point of like I want something that lasts long
Right.
and something that's rather versatile. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I like right now I've got a A7 III, so I can do photo and video. Like really all of them can, but it's just how it's optimized.
Gotcha.
The one I have now is for photo and video.
Right.
Pretty much. I forgot where I was going.
No. I understand what you're saying though. It's like you're buying it for a different reason now.
Right.
You're more
Yes.
professional
That's what I was gonna say.
confident in your
I
skill.
knew that I was going to be charging for photo and video.
Gotcha.
I just knew that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So instead of buying a A7S III,
Right.
which is really good for low light video,
Right.
it's not as good for photos.
Yeah. Does it ever get tiring having to shuffle through all that data with photos and videos? It must. I mean, if it's like if you're taking 1,000 pictures at a nightclub and 500 videos.
Yeah. It's definitely work.
Yeah.
It's definitely work, and
Yeah.
that's why I emphasize on the fact that if you're a photographer and you've made it to that point where you're making edits and you're spending a lot of time on it,
Right.
anything professional grade quality, you're going to be spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
Don't let people undercut you, as far as price. Like if I'm accommodated price wise,
It's not
an issue.
There you
Like
go.
brother, I will sit there and edit for
a week.
2 weeks straight,
Yeah.
not sleeping, bro. Like, if you accommodate me, like
Yeah.
that's like the rush of it, because
Right.
it's almost like a commission,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you ever gotten scammed?
Yeah, I have gotten, dude. It is so funny you asked that. I can't really speak on that, but
Gotcha. Yeah.
but yeah, there's definitely some people that will in this industry that will they'll tell you one thing
Right.
and then you deliver and then they don't do it.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's you'll spend a lot of your time working on something, and there's definitely people out here.
Can't
you know,
wait.
Even like even big people, big names in Mobile, big
Right.
names in Pensacola.
That's crazy, man.
They'll do it, and they'll use that kind of like I guess clout, because it's like he'll shoot for me again because I'm opening up for Lil Boosie next week.
Right.
Like people try to.
Oh,
play
that's crazy as
yeah,
fuck.
People try to. You see what I'm saying? People try to play that card in this industry a lot, and it's like you get to a point where it's like, bro, I don't care.
Right.
You get to a point where it's like, okay, I don't care about you. Like all I care about is getting paid.
Yeah.
At this point, because I can go shoot for free wherever I want.
Right.
But it's just all about money at a certain point.
Did Boosie ever scam you?
No, and I said
That's
I never
great.
worked directly for Boosie either.
Gotcha.
I worked for.
You just had. I mean, I don't blame you. You got to take pictures of the goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked for Alexandros.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some big stuff coming, man. Especially particularly Mobile and at the spot.
At the spot, man.
I will say one guy, kind of new guy in town, I guess.
Right.
If you will.
Fat Mac.
His name's Velmar, DJ Velmar.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's a guy I met in Baton Rouge, at LSU, and I met him quite a few years ago, and you remember I told you about this kind of plan I have to bring something like actually like what people in Mobile want
Right.
here. I met him a while back, and I really thought about it. I'm like, who can I bring down here that will kind
Velmar.
of create that scene, And so we got DJ Velmar booked at the spot. It was during spring break, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it was during spring break. I'm talking about pissing raining, bro. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Bro, it was pissing raining. It was like bad,
Yeah.
horrible thunderstorm. Middle of spring break. No one at South is in town.
Right.
Dude, I brought him, and it's like the crowd at the spot, bro, till 4:30 in the morning, like glued, just raging, bro. Like
No.
absolute, like
How many
raging.
people?
It was packed. Like,
Despite the
despite the fact that it was raining,
right.
and that's, bro. After he ended his set, I walked
Dude.
out. I was like, what was that, bro? I was like,
Dude.
yo, hey, the spot
Right.
is on top with this, brother. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I knew that would happen because, I saw it at LSU.
Right.
I know what needs to happen, what vibes need to come down here
Right.
to establish that sort of community. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
You're like the under. I mean, no. What's the equalizer?
The equal. I'm not familiar.
No. I'm definitely butchering it. I'm just trying to come up with like a cool nickname for the guy
Analogy.
that comes. Yeah. No, because the equalizer like didn't do what you're doing. He was like Denzel Washington, like killing random people. But
Oh, right.
but whatever the applicable term is, where you're like coming from a different town and just bringing a wave.
It's because, dude, it's like I lived in Foley area.
Gotcha.
Like Foley, are you familiar with Foley Gulf Shores, Orange
Yeah.
Beach? And I moved down there. There wasn't even like something like Troubadours there. There was like these country bars, you know, brother. There's like Sand Shaker. It's like it's called the Sand Shaker, and then a couple other stuff where it's just like
Jimmy Buffett and Buffett Jimmy.
dude, that's what I'm saying. And I'm all for country music.
Right.
I love country music too.
Right.
But it's like I wished that there was something like fun, like something where you could actually go dance, like bring a bunch of your friends and everybody just go lose their minds.
Yeah.
There wasn't that really until Justin came into town, honestly, and he renovated Live Bait,
Right.
and that's when it started. And then from Live Bait, that turned into him getting involved with the other owner, Troubadours.
Yeah.
And he was one of the people.
I gotta get Justin on here, man. That's awesome.
He has his own podcast, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, they all both are podcasters. Yeah,
He seems like he's doing it all.
he's brilliant, man. Could not say good enough things about this guy, and that's what I wish the Mobile kind of local region would notice
Right.
about the spot is that you have a lot of different resources coming together with this place
Absolutely.
to make it into something that is not Troubadours.
Yeah.
It's
Nice, man.
it's-
Oh, I want to go to the spot now, man.
yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you want to promote? Any future plans?
Let me see. We got I can't really touch on it. I can't touch on it.
All right.
No, I can't touch on it.
All
I gotta be
right.
real careful with what I
I'm
say,
gonna have to
bro.
stay posted to what you've been posting.
Yeah, bro. Gavin Visions on Instagram. Keep up with the story.
Yes, sir.
All kind of events. I post all my events. Anything that we have going down.
Yeah.
If it's on my story, it'll be fun. So yeah.
Facts, bro. Put that on a cracker.
Put that on a cracker, dude.
Thank you, Gavin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode on the Gulf Coast Music Channel. Go check out Gavin Visions on all platforms, and I'll see y'all at the spot.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.